Hello and welcome to Gar1onriva's Top 5. Today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 Pokémon. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Well, apart from the title of the video. But anyway, now that there are well over 700 Pokémon to choose from, this sort of list of favourites is one of the most opinionated things I've ever done. And it was really difficult to narrow it down. I had a short list of 20 that I had to narrow down to 5. But before I go into it, there are 3 things you need to remember. 1, these are my personal opinions, so please don't tell me I'm wrong. 2, I've only really played the first 3 gens and their remakes, so even if there are some absolutely amazing ones from gens 4 through 7, I guess, I don't really know any of them. And 3, you can get up to a day's early access on future top 5s by pledging to my Patreon, which is linked in the description. So, on to the list. Number 5. Espeon. I've never really been one for the evolutions. In Gen 1, I don't think I ever evolved it. I might have turned it into a Jolteon, but apart from that, I've never really used evolutions. And then when I played Pokemon Colosseum, where you start off with an Espeon and Umbreon, I absolutely loved them. They were just the best thing that could have been done to really make you interested in that character and that game. And Espeon over Umbreon proved to be the more useful of the two, but of course I couldn't get rid of one because they were just the stars of it, really. So then when I went on to play XD Gale of Darkness, where you're given an Eevee and you can choose to evolve it into whatever, I'd always evolve it into an Espeon, because it just proved to be the most useful option. Admittedly, I've still never used one in the core games, but on my playthrough of Soul Silver, when I get back to it, I'm sure Espeon will be high on my list of priorities. Number 4. Kyogre. Kyogre is my favourite legendary. In my opinion, he's the best legendary. It's the best legendary, I guess. I mean, Zapdos and Raikou are quite cool, and you might notice the theme there in that they're both electric types. But Kyogre, just the design, the aesthetics, the Alpha logo that are incorporated in, particularly in Alpha Sapphire. I don't know, I just really like Kyogre. And that scene in Emerald, which was the first Gen 3 game I played, where you just meet Groudon and Kyogre in the storm. It's just iconic for Pokemon games for me, which is why I went for Alpha Sapphire over Omega Ruby, and why Kyogre, or Kyrath as I nicknamed him, is a core part of my team in my game. Number 3. Spinder. I love Spinder. It's so unique. When I found out that every Spinder in the game has a different arrangement of spots, I didn't quite believe it. Because this was back in Gen 3 again on Emerald, and I ended up filling an entire box full of Spinder on my PC just to check all the different spot patterns were different, and they were. I didn't catch all of them. I did breed quite a few Spinder, just again to see any kind of correlation in the spots, and they were all just unique, and I absolutely loved that. Because of my love for Spinder, it was actually the first Pokemon I got to level 100 in Alpha Sapphire, and is again part of my team in Alpha Sapphire. Did I mention it's adorable? It's really cute. Just look at his face. Number 2. Cyndaquil. Do I need to explain this one? Cyndaquil is my favourite starter. Of all the gens, I mean, I've seen the starters of the other gens, but Cyndaquil I just absolutely love. Even Bulbasaur, my first ever starter, just doesn't quite compare to Cyndaquil, and Bulbasaur was on the shortlist for this top 5, but no, Cyndaquil I knew would definitely get in. And he's also part of my favourite 3-tier evolution chain, I guess? Evolution family? I don't know what the correct term is, actually. But Cyndaquil, Typhlosion, Cyndaquil, Quilava and Typhlosion is just my favourite. The design, I mean, Cyndaquil and to a degree Quilava as well are really adorable. All 3 of them really cool. I love the flames out of Typhlosion's back. And I've always found them to be quite powerful. I mean, the Flame Wheel, I think, is their signature attack in Gen 2. It's take it or leave it, but overall they're amazing Pokemon. And then number 1, Skarmory. If you've seen my Pokemon Journey tag video, which you can see linked here, go check it out, it's quite fun. I said that if I had a Pokemon gym, it would be Steel for Skarmory, and Skarmory would be my sort of, I can't remember the term, the sort of central one, the ultimate Pokemon I use. I love Skarmory. Ever since I encountered it back in Gen 2, well over 10 years ago, I loved it. Unfortunately, in Gen 2, you couldn't get into really late. I think it was like Mount Silver or something. So I never really got to use it back then. But finding it at like level 16 or something in Gen 3, oh, I loved that. And although I didn't use it in my first couple of runs of Gen 3, in my Alpha Sapphire run, I beeline straight for Skarmory. He's my favourite Pokemon. He's the coolest looking, and if Pokemon were real, or if I could like go into the Pokemon world, or if they somehow made a Pokemon game where you could start with whichever one you wanted at level 5, Skarmory. Easily. Hands down. Its flying type can learn Fly, so it's an essential part of the team. It can learn some really powerful moves like Drill Peck. It is part Steel, which is both my favourite type, and I think one of the strongest. It's a valuable member of any team, and just look at him. It is awesome. And I know that sounds kind of gushy, but yeah, I love Skarmory. Just think he's my favourite Pokemon overall. So thank you very much for watching. I apologise if I did gush a bit much and if this was a bit of a short one, but this is such a highly opinionated topic that there was no way it could be avoided. Remember that you can watch these top 5s up to a day early by becoming a patron of mine, linked in the description. And tell me in the comments what your favourite Pokemon are, as well as if you have any suggestions for future top or bottom 5s. I can do a bottom 5 Pokemon, but when I was trying to think of them, I could only think of like 4 really that I disliked. It's generally like 1 or 2 that I really dislike, and then a few others that I'm not keen on. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you later.